So today it's Tuesday and we get to do another top 5, and today's theme is going to be the top 5 books I read because of Booktube. So these are all books that I just constantly saw on Booktube from all different people because they were raving about them. So these are all hyped books as well. Most of them I loved and some of them were a bit iffy, but it's just funny how like so many books can be out there and so many people keep talking about them, so you buy them to read them. And it just goes to show that not everyone's going to have the same opinions because someone might love a book, someone might hate a book, but everyone talks about the book. So that's sort of what always happens. But anyway, I'm excited to get into the list, so let's get started. First book on my list is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, and I think Pole and Banana Books was the first time I saw this book. I never picked it up because I wasn't a very diverse reader a couple of years ago. Like, I just didn't reach for these type of books, so it was only last year that I finally picked it up, but I just saw it everywhere on Booktube. But now with the movie coming out, it's everywhere again, so this is a book that definitely I read because everyone else was reading it and I loved it. I don't know why I was so scared to pick it up before, but I absolutely love this book. I'm so happy I read it and I just can't wait to see what else Becky Albertalli is going to write. Like, I know that she's got Leah on the Offbeat coming out this year, but once she breaches out into like new stories, it's going to be very interesting to see what she's going to do, and I just, I love it so much. Like, her books are amazing and definitely recommend this book because it's a great, funny, contemporary, diverse, beautiful story that everyone needs to read. Number 4 on my list is Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and I'm not sure where I saw this first. It could have been a book Utopia with Sasha, I'm not sure, but I just know that everyone was reading this book, so I decided to pick it up, and I didn't really like it that much. Like, it was okay, but there's so many tropes and it was so easy to tell what was going to happen, and I was a bit like, okay, like, it was a pretty average read. I gave it 3 stars. But reading Scarlet and Cress, I've really started to love the series. Like, I probably wouldn't read this first book again, but it is a stepping stone. Like, I understand that. It's the first book. Not everything's gonna happen straight away. But I really need to read Winter now, but I have not done it yet. Like, I've still got 3 books left in this series to read, but I just haven't read them. Like, I tried to, and then it just didn't happen. But I just saying, this is one that I saw over on Booktube, which was a bit too hyped for me, but it was alright, but a bit too hyped, but definitely Booktube made me read it. Number 3 on my list is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, and Jesse the Reader is all the reasons why I picked up this book, because I love his recommendations and the books that he does read. So when I picked this up and didn't like it, I was so disappointed, but Booktube made me do it, and I was so annoyed that it was so hyped and I didn't enjoy it. But definitely it is one of the major ones that I was just kept seeing, and I'm like, I have to check this book out. I never heard of this book before I started Booktube, so it was very interesting to actually have this book and read it. Like, and I read the second one and I still didn't like it, and I've got the third one and I'm very scared that I'm still not going to like that, and it's like 5 million pages long, so we'll have to see how I go. But definitely this is one that was just not the best book ever, and I'm so sad that I don't like it because I really wanted to like it, but I just didn't. Number 2 on my list is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, and this is all Katie-tastic. She is obsessed with Laini Taylor, and seeing her excitement over the fact that Laini Taylor was writing another book was so great, and then everyone else started talking about it and I was just like, oh mate, I've got to pick this book up. So I put it on my anticipated reads list, and then the Biblio scored read it, so it was all over YouTube, and I really enjoyed this book. It's just really confusing and a bit hard to get through, like, and it is a massive book. Like, how many pages does this thing have? Like, yeah, like 530 pages. Very big book, a very heavy hardcover, gotta say. Even though this thing is beautiful, it's a very heavy book, but I definitely loved it. It was a great story, great characters, but just a really hard book to get into. So it was interesting seeing everyone's opinions on Booktube after reading this book, and this book is still slowly making its way around because some people still haven't read it, so it's great seeing people's opinions again and again and again. But it's a great book, definitely. Number 1 is Because You Love to Hate Me by all the Booktubers, because of course I'm going to read the book that all the Booktubers have a part in, because this is a book that everyone's going to be seeing off Booktube. Booktubers and then a heap of authors, but I seriously thought this was a great book. Like, some of the stories were better than others, but still it was really interesting. I did really enjoy the concept of it, and having this book about villains, and it has to be the number 1 book everywhere, and Booktube made me do it, because literally all the 13 Booktubers that are a part of this made me want to read it, and I was just so excited. But I definitely enjoyed it, and this is actually like the first anthology I've ever read, so I'm excited. Like, I've got 2 more anthologies sitting on my TBR that I'm going to read at some point, but this was a really great first anthology and just a great Booktube book. So these are the top 5 books that Booktube made me read, and I like loved most of them. 3 of them I love, 2 of them were a bit iffy, but yeah, it just shows that people have different opinions, which is great. I think having a different opinion is really, really great. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later. Bye!